Zog zog nom noms. It's Big Merrick Armstrong from Mother Miniatures today. Today we're gonna be cheating a little bit because I already lost one day. And tomorrow I know that I don't gonna have time to build stuff. So today we're gonna be building not one, not two, but 3 Grot tanks. As you can see, I switched a turret on this one because I don't want to have all of the tanks looking exactly the same. But I have already parts prepared, so you can get on the table and start building. Yeah, scrapyard already has been raided, and I have a rough idea what I want to do with them. So let's go and build. And here we are. That's the scrap that I prepared for the conversions. So we have 2 new barrels that's gonna go on those 2 tanks. We have a rocket launcher that's gonna go on this one, some fuel tanks, some armor, and exhaust pipes. As well, I have like a couple of little spikes in here. So we're gonna see what's gonna happen exactly. Yeah, so let's start from this. We're gonna first of all attach the new cannon. Hopefully there is enough super glue in here. Oh, okay. First thing a dot with super glue, but I have next one prepared, so that wasn't so horrific. Yep, so yeah, we're gonna take this. This is the cannon first, yeah. So let's just add a little bit in here, and then we're just gonna push this to the very end. Yeah, so I make this, to have a giant cannon. Just one piece of plastic straw, the other one on top. I don't know, this is a compensator or whatever it's called on the tanks. I have no clue. But that giant cannon looks awesome. Yeah. Next thing, we're gonna be armoring the side, and we're just gonna put a skirt in here. And what I have to do is just a little bit of sanding, because that's gonna show me exactly where the connection point is gonna be. You can see that I only have 2 connection points really, but there we go. First part of the skirt. The other part of the skirt is actually broken in half, because, well, that's how it turned out. So we're gonna do exactly the same, just a little bit more to actually manage to scrape the metal, so it's gonna allow me to attach this. Then I take one piece, attach it, and the other piece. I know that I was way to the side. That's normal for me to don't keep in the place where the video try to focus. There we go. Next thing, we're gonna put that on the back like we did with the first Grot tank. So just grab a sanding stick and we're gonna be looking for those lovely resin dust to get more of it into our lungs, to destroy them even more. There we go. I always want to have one of those tanks, to just show that they are actually carrying extra fuel with them. And then I have this little exhaust pipe. Yes, I was thinking just, one in here maybe, but I think it is too long. So I just grab this, cut it under the angle. Just a little bit of angle, but that's gonna give me, it's gonna be just, sticking out better. Actually, the angle should be the other way around. Let's try this. There we go. No, this side. Yep. So we're just gonna put a hot super glue in here and something like this. Have our exhaust pipe. And now the little bit more complicated part is gonna be putting those spikes in here. And that's what I was worried about. But they're just gonna swim. Ugh. Waffles. There it is. Yeah, it's stuck to my fingers much better than it's gonna be stuck to the plastic. So one, I want to have at least 3 at the end of this pipe. And number 3. Too much. Oh, with this build, I'm gonna finish with my fingers covered in super glue. And I want to do the same on the barrel here. So first one should be easy enough, at least. Two. See, those little spikes help orkifying this a little bit more, and I completely forgot about doing them on the previous tanks, so let's overcompensate on those 3. And that's 3, and then in here with the spikes we can actually make the orc teeth. So we're just gonna throw a bunch of super glue. We're gonna try to do it there we go, that looks orky. Now this. So I want to do a little bit of extra armor, so I'm gonna just throw this in here. And you know, I just have this piece of scrap lying around, so otherwise it's probably gonna just end up in the bin at some stage for no particular reason. And we can do nice, what do you call it? I'm trying to use proper English here. Reactive armor. One and 2. There we go. I'm just thinking if I need to do anything more on this particular one. Oh, I just removed the tooth by accident. It have orkiness built into it already. No, I'm gonna leave this one as is. Now, this one. We have 2 skirts, of course. You know, like I want to use skirts on all of those little tanks. It just gives them girth. And I chose to give it bigger barrel as well. So first let's just do a little bit of drilling on the inside. And this is just so this can fit over it a little bit better. Okay. Now here I go. And we're gonna put a fuel tank in here, or the other way around, like that. So let's do that. I don't know how this is gonna hold. Oh. Yep, of course I'm covered in super glue already. Let's try to put some more. And again, that is building up a layer of super glue to keep it together. And now those big skirts, I prepared them to actually cover most of the tracks, which is nice. Let's just give it a little bit of sand, like literally just to rough up the surface tiny bit. And I can attach it to the top of the track. Normally I would be messing around, with putting like some sort of a separator or something like that, to give it a little bit more of spacer between the armor and this. But there's no point in this build. They are so tiny, so any kind of that would just make the tank even wider and pointless, to be honest. So there we go. And this, this entire plating actually allows us to have a come on, I'm trying to use English here. This entire plating allows us to have more interesting armor, and we're gonna be able to paint the orcish, checkerboard on those very easily. Yeah, so first, just go over with white, and then just paint every other square in black. That's gonna be easy, and that's why I love those little plates for. Yeah, they make painting the entire squares and everything easy for me. Now, this is gonna be exhaust for this tank, and I have not a single clue where I'm gonna place it. I think here, just like that, it's gonna kind of fit. So let's just go with it. It was supposed to go completely in a different place, but plans have changed. And I love it. Yeah, I was planning to actually have it on this side. Yeah, so there we go. But that's not all. We're gonna cover this with that because it's gonna make it look better. And the only thing we are interested in to make it look better. Okay. And with this big space, I'm thinking that we can actually throw one of those on this armor plate, actually, just to give it an extra little detail. Even though in terms of proper tanks, it doesn't make an ounce of sense. In terms of cool look, it does. It is a little back heavy, but that's okay. Now this one is the weirdest because I use the body from this tank and the turret from this tank. So it is weird. Of course, I removed the gun. And what we're going to be doing in here, I have this rocket launcher. This is from, I think, Chaos Space Marine Rhino. or something like that. We're gonna be just mounting this on the turret. Yeah. It's gonna fit perfectly in here in that hole. It's gonna make the profile look very, very weird, and that's what we are looking for, because this is Grot tank, not the proper tank. So yes, that's what I want. I want it to be looking weird. Well, putting that turret on this body already makes it look a little bit weird and a little bit shaky and wonky. Yeah. Then I have another one of those, what do you call it? A reflective armor for the side here. This time instead of 2 layers, 3 layers. And I did prepare the side skirt armor for this tank as well. Because I know that I want to make them all individual, but as well I want to make them somewhat uniform, which two things kind of fight against each other. Yeah, uniform and individual. Oh, shook. Okay. Sorry about that. I was expecting the plate to fall off. Oh. Now I need to tear it off because it was completely wonky. Okay, clean up time. Let's try it again. Let's give it a moment. So I just need to clean up that super glue because and now let's put it like this. That's much better. And now there we go. And now this side. Okay. Oh, I can hear boiling. And now we're gonna use this as a part on the back. I don't know what it's gonna be lore wise. It's gonna be something. There we go. And just sand one side. So these bits are actually the inside of the faucet. You can buy them on Temu or any other place. Like I think that I bought like a bag of 50 of them for a couple of quids. All right, and now the exhaust pipe. I want to squeeze it behind that skirt, but of course it didn't work. What I actually gonna do? I just gonna squeeze that exhaust pipe in here, and then glue the skirt on top of it. That's the option. It's gonna just bring a deliberate wonk into the build. So let's clear that up again for a second time. And then we're just gonna put it somewhere in here, and there we go. Just a little bit of glue over here and in here. Okay, and the only thing I have to do is just put a lot of spikes around this tank, so I'm gonna be back in a few minutes. So, after adding the spikes and some rhinestones as a rivets, some of them in completely stupid places, we are at the point where we can actually dry brush the metallic parts. So I'm just gonna grab this small brush, gonna start dry brushing the metallics. So how I decide what is metallic, I just pick it, as simple as that. Yeah, of course the tracks have to be metallic. Sorry about my throat, I'm feeling sick for last couple of weeks and I just don't have really time or money to spend on doctors, because if I don't work I don't get money. So yeah. Oh, there was still a lot of black on that. Okay, so let's just try this again. All right, now and back to metallics, hopefully. So there we go, that's the first one done with the metallics. Next one, we have this giant cannon, so we can cover the entire thing. And I actually like how the cannons that turn out. They are very simplistic but cool enough for this build. Even though I'm painting the bottom of those, you don't really have to if you build something similar. It's a waste of effort because technically you're never gonna see it, well, practically as well, unless you're leaving vehicles on the table after getting destroyed. Then it's cool to actually paint the bottom. Let me just do this. I'm gonna leave the rivets because we're gonna be painting them at the very, very, very end. Yeah. So we have that. We're going again. It's the dry brush is not really a dry brush, it's an overbrush, but yeah, whatever. There we go. Then the tracks. The barrel, not barrel, the exhaust, and the next truck. And that was one of the quickest paint jobs I done, at least for this part. Now back to the yellow. I need something to put the yellow in, so I'm just gonna grab a bottle cap. And we're gonna grab the Zealot yellow, and all of those little tanks gonna be yellow. So I'm not going very gentle. And let me grab the brush. Where did I put it? I just grabbed the biggest one of the newer ones, so I bought those ones. Monument Pro Sable. Yeah, they are Sable Kalinsky brushes. So I finally splurged on some better brush, and hopefully it's gonna turn out, to help me with my meager skills. I'm just thinking, my skills are not the greatest. So if the tools are impeding my painting as well, it's a problem. Yeah, so I try to eliminate that problem by buying decent brushes. And apparently the Sable Kalinsky brushes are the best for paint jobs, so yeah, we will see if that's gonna help with my skills. Yeah, I'm fairly skeptical, but hopeful. Yeah, so I'm realizing my own shortcomings and try to compensate for them as much as possible. We'll see how it's gonna turn out. And of course, with the speed paints or whatever you want to call them, those ones are not called speed paints, they are called speed paints, sorry. The Games Workshop called them whatever else. Yeah, you just apply them like a child without restraint. Yeah, allowing them to pull in different places and to do whatever they want. So normally if I saw someone applying paints like that, I would be like, what the hell is he doing? But in case of this, it's actually a proper way of using them. So we have first one, well actually the barrel need to be painted, so let's just toss the yellow on it as well, because it would be yellow. And we can finish this as well. You see, you think that you finished something and then there is always a point where you're gonna find something not painted. But yeah, with those paints, the technique that I'm using, of dry brushing black with yellow, with white first, and then applying the paint, it actually helps a lot with the paint. I actually find that the shadows are much better than what the paint would leave by itself. So I'm happy with the technique I developed for myself. I don't know that anyone else is using that, and I didn't see anything like that on YouTube thus far. So yeah, and of course all of the little shark tooth on the fronts and whatever of the bodies, we would be you see, I pick up a lot of black from the crevice. Those spikes gonna be painted separately after the yellow paint dries. And again, I pick up extra black. That was not nice. But I think that most of those spikes are just gonna go red and blue. I was worried that I poured too much paint, but I think that I'm gonna use it up and need more. Right, so as you can see, this is the very fast paint job. So next one, yeah, and then the last one. That's the, I don't know if it is American style, Russian style. Like I remember watching Four Tankers and a Dog, basically a Polish TV series, communistic TV series, and they were driving in the Russian-made tank, and it looked similar to that. The tank actually have a name. It was called Rudy, or in English that would be Ginger. Yeah. And everyone in Poland, when they were a child, watched that TV series, because it was the only thing on the TV for a while. It wasn't a bad TV series, just looking at the times that it was recorded. It was a decent quality, and it wasn't that massive of a pro-Russian propaganda, so it was a pro-Russian propaganda, don't get me wrong, but it wasn't a massively influencing. It was, about the events of the Second World War. Yeah, and it was more of an adventure TV series than actual propaganda TV series. And believe me, in communistic countries, propaganda was a very, very strong thing. Well, it is still so in communistic countries, not only because right now everything is trying to turn into socialist utopia, which, goes towards communism. But yeah, there we go. Those three need time to dry, so I'll be back after they dry. So the way I applied the yellow paint didn't pay off that well because it's still drying, but I have no more time to wait for it. So we're gonna be painting the little spikes in blue and red. I just think, randomly 2 on the barrel, and then, couple on this in one color. And after that we switch model, and after that we switch colors. Yeah, so again, this is a detail work, so I'm not talking too much because otherwise I'm gonna screw it up somehow. Okay, and we just need to repeat it, blue and red on all of them, and I'm gonna be right back. And now the last thing remaining to do after painting the spikes is to paint the checkerboard, which gonna be awesome, just the best thing in the universe. It takes ages to paint, but at the end of the day it's worth it because the mini looks so much better with it. So I'm trying to avoid putting my fingers anywhere where there is a wet paint, but yeah, no luck so far. Well, it's not the last one, but we're still gonna be painting the rivets metallic, but that can be completely skipped over. So there we go, one panel, 50,000 more to go. And here we go, all 3 tanks completed. Well, I actually forgot the rivets. But yeah, they are near completion. I just need to complete with the rivets. I'm gonna do that after the stake. Yeah. So today, shout out goes to Shadow and Son channel. Yeah, my biggest, supporters on YouTube, I guess. They are great. They always, find time to talk to me whenever, they have time and I have time. So, if you like, crazy crafts, please go and look at their channel. But yeah, there we go. I increased my speed mob by extra 3 tanks. Yeah. So that's it for today. If you like this video, please rate, comment, subscribe, and share with your friends, family, and whoever else want to watch it. And everyone have a great day and take care. Bye.